So why is it that I don't know if it's just an older woman type of thing. I don't consider myself to be an older woman. I just consider myself coming of age. And I am uh I'm laughing because I'm dating someone that is a little younger than me, and I don't have an issue with it at all because he is mature. No, it's nice. It's nice. But you know, when I get upset, um, I very swiftly get on a first name basis. So whatever my terms of endearment is, I quick that shit is quickly out of the window, and I go on a first name basis. And I just want to know, is that a fucking thing? Is that a fucking thing that older women do? Is it just older women? I don't fucking know. Um, but I've also come to learn about myself that I have been torn so much when it comes to dating. Dating is absolutely fine. Dating multiple people is absolutely fine. But in today's world with the dating scene, it is also horrific. I think twice as hard, or maybe not three times as hard, for people like myself who do not use the internet as some form of dating access. I don't. I fucking don't. Okay? I don't like any of the dating apps. And honestly, I haven't ever tried them. It is just the perception, the outlook, the distance. Like, it's hard enough getting to know people in person, because after all, you can get to know as much as you can, and it still really doesn't mean that you know them. And this is in person. So all of this shit through the fucking internet, and I'm just not with none of that shit. So the dating scene for myself is absolutely horrific, because you got so many people out there with so many stories and so much shit going on. Everybody got so much shit going on, and I was raised in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and even though the music was fucking wonderful, it made me realize, because when you growing up in them times and you know meet people and know people, and they're your friends on the block or your friends in your neighborhood, or whatever the situation is, where you gain these relationships with people, you tend to think that, this is a great era to be raised in. At least me. I go back and I'll be like, that was a great time to be raised in, great era to be raised in. I met great people. When you get to these reunions and you're like, yeah, they don't make them like us anymore. We this type of breed, and the last of a dying breed. We from this era, and this how we rock. But in dating the people that are in the same age bracket as me, not all, but I come to find that the ones that I've dated, or had experience with, this is where their trauma starts to rear. Like, this is when you start to see that everybody was actually raised different. And so the way I used to feel back then, or the way we used to feel collectively back then, doesn't even apply to the people that we have become. And some people do not, or have not, handled their trauma or dealt with it in any type of way, and it starts to show itself at a certain age. And again, you realize everybody was raised different, and that makes the dating scene 3 and 4 times as worse. Because where I may be established in a career, I'll meet someone my age who can also be established in a career, but have some type of mental health issues that they're dealing with, or have some type of family trauma that they're dealing with, or they're not established in a career. In fact, whatever trauma that started coming back to the surface or started resurfacing that they have been dealing with interferes with their decision making, it interferes with their livelihood. It's like a whole fucking cesspool of fucking issues out, you know? And funny enough and oddly enough, I have typically been adamant about not dating younger, you know, because, well, for the most part, I felt like younger would not be able to offer anything as far as experience, even something as small but significant as communication and conversation, you know. So, but I've learned that isn't the case. And I've also learned about myself during this part of the healing phase and moving forward. I've also learned that while dating multiple people, I think is okay, because you need to try to get an understanding of who these people are and see if you want to establish something more or something solid with them. I also feel like dating multiple people can become like a fucking part-time job if you allow it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. That's not ever good. And I've also come to realize that my life, the way my life is set up, it does not allow me to date multiple people. So I find myself dating maybe 1 or 2 people at a time, and it doesn't hardly ever last because my career is so very demanding. And I've also learned that I truly am a mano y mano type of person when it comes to situationships, relationships. Like, I used to think at one time that it is never good to, when you're in a dating phase, it is never good just to date one person, because you know you don't want to develop any attachments. Now, being creatures of habit and being humans, you know that when you're dating one person, regardless to what you start out as or what you say is going to be, you know, this is just a situation, or you know, this is just friends with benefits. That friends with benefits shit is trash to me too, but some people do it. But whatever you claim the situation to be, it just seems like when you're dating one person, it becomes a challenge to be like just that. Like, okay, we're going to be friends with benefits, but if you only fucking one person for long periods of time, you tend to kind of gravitate more to being a type of relationship status. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking from a woman standpoint, or let me just say a human standpoint, a human with emotions. I don't know about them nonchalant motherfuckers, and I don't know about the motherfucking people who act like they don't give a fuck about nothing, but that's just the reality of it. And so I had concluded at one time that, that's why it's not good just to date one person, because you don't know where they truly are with you. I've learned that when men want something or someone, they're going to do whatever they need to do to get it, obtain it, and keep it. I still find that to be very true. It tickles me a little bit that I am dating someone younger, but again, I've come to realize that I am maybe it's a combination of things. The way my principles are set up, the way my morals are set up. Not to say that they can't be challenged, because they have been. Oftentimes the lessons come from shit I think I know, and shit that have gotten me to this point. I say to myself, well, there's no reason to change those things because they've gotten me this far, and I'm sure they could take me further, and that is absolutely not the case. So my thought process absolutely can be challenged at any time and at all times. But it just seems like I am much more comfortable being in a one-on-one situationship versus being or dating multiple people. A lot of times when I have dated or decided to go out on dates, they would not last. I've even been severely frustrated and even disgusted at some of the dates where I have dropped them off at the store and left them at the fucking store. No shit. No shit. And I had, gotten frustrated, and usually when one of the things that it's like a love-hate relationship I have with my employment, because it is so very time consuming and so very demanding that it takes me away from a lot of things, and it's very frustrating. And those are the times when I feel like, you know what, I need to find another career. I need to do something else, because I feel like it's taking too much space in my life, taking up too much space in my life. And it is so demanding that I'm not even really sure how to regulate it. And then at the same time, it is a great distraction for dealing with negative energy and negative emotions, especially when it's going on in my personal life. For example, when I am stressed, when I am frustrated, and I mean when it begins to like affect me, when it's all I think about, like during the heartbreak, right? I would dive into work, like willingly. So what may have been a point of frustration for me at some time turns right around and be just what I need to distract myself in a healthy way from obsessing over whatever pain or hurt or frustration I'm going through. But and so I've just been in this this fucking dilemma lately, because this person is nice, very nice. He's a little bit impressive, I must say, because of his age. Like I said, he's a little younger than me, and I keep bringing that up because to me, that's what is a little bit impressive to me, that he can keep up with me, so to speak, or for a lack of better words. And because, like I said, I've because you're younger than me. It may be some type of age discrimination I was having, but I just automatically assumed that you wouldn't have much to offer if you weren't in the same age bracket as me. And I'm finding that out to be wrong. So it's nice, and it's it's refreshing. And that's just it. I wanted to touch bases with you guys, and that you guys know what was going on, and that you know that healing is a whole fucking journey. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And I do wish that after you have an experience, right, that you can just heal from that experience and fucking just keep going, and you do, but healing isn't just like a one scenario, one situation type of thing. It's not like that. It's a continuous lifelong journey. And it is fucking scary as fuck and exhilarating at the same damn time, because you have to move forward. You have to go on with your life. There's things that you have to do, whatever you subscribe to spiritually or religiously. You understand that there's a greater purpose for you, but you also understand that you'll have more experiences that you have to go through, more of a fucking Pandora box. Other shit is going to be opening up. Other chapters you thought was closed, you find out it wasn't closed, or you it's like a fucking, so it's fearful because no one wants to experience the hurt or the pain, or of some of these experiences, right? No one wants to relive those traumas. But it's also exhilarating because once you get the lesson, you see the growth, you see how it has affected you for better, worse, or indifferent. You see other changes that you need to make so that it doesn't become a cycle, or so that you can break a generational curse, or so that you can move forward into the next phase of your life. I mean, this shit is just, it's like a fucking drug. To me, it is like a fucking drug. Me, people who self-medicate, right? My experience I've had with them is that I look at them, and yes, I judge them. Yes. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I'm human, and I ain't about to sit here and tell y'all no motherfucking lies. And so in me judging them, I'd say, well, these people are self-medicated, and it seems like the closer they get to death, the more they want this certain type of drug. And it's a coping mechanism for them. I get it, but I don't want to have anything entering into my system that could alter who I am as a person, or that would fucking make me or have me experience death at a faster rate than normal, right? That's what I would say. And then you're living this fucking life, and for the most part you're living it sober. Like for me, for the most part, yes, I like to drink alcohol, I do. But other than that, it's nothing major for me. And you having these fucking experiences and you living this fucking sober life, and I've come to the conclusion that it's fucking almost the same as fucking drugs. Because that heartbreak for me was so fucking severe. It was so severe to the point that I felt like I was fucking dying. Like, my heart was so fucking broken. I was so fucking, like, not myself. And I felt like I was fucking dying. It's the fucking, the aftershock, the fucking, I mean, that shit feels like a near-death experience. And maybe to a degree it is, because you are losing a part of yourself. It might be an older version of yourself who accepted all of that bullshit and made excuses for the bullshit and all of that. But there's a part of yourself that you're losing, okay? And trauma and fucking healing and fucking going back and forth with this shit over periods of time definitely alters who you are. So this is how, like, I'm comparing it to, like, fucking drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I am not trying to disrespect you in any type of way. These are just my personal thoughts. And it's just like, what the fuck? Because sure as your heart and my heart had got broken and severely disappointed and shit like that, we can't ever ban love from our life again. We can't fucking say, you know what? I'll never love again. I'll never be. You shouldn't even want that for yourself. But I'm just saying, when you're speaking out of that hurt, it's just like, nah, I'm good off relationships. I don't want a relationship anymore. And then that type of thing. And then, give it some time. And somewhere along the way, you'll meet someone who sparks your interest, or who was able to squeeze in this tiny little space, or this tiny little room of hope, right? And they become intriguing, and it all becomes interesting, and before you fucking know it, you're back in this position looking at love again, like, maybe, like, no matter how doubtful you are, it's that little room and that little space of hope that's intrigued. So, give a nigga an inch, they take him out. So, you're still second guessing love again. Now, again, in comparison to drugs, if you're not second guessing love and emotion, right? I don't even think that's humanly possible. So I don't even want to speak on that. But you're second guessing love and emotion, and love again. Not that you want to be in love with this person, but they have appealed to that small eye of hope that you have, that glimpse of hope that you have. They've appealed to that, and you're saying to yourself, why the fuck am I even entertaining this shit when the last motherfucking person did me so motherfucking wrong? When love has not proven to love no one, and all of that type of trauma and shit. And this is what I mean in, like, comparison to drugs. Like, you just, like, back and forth with this shit, because if you know it was a drug that almost motherfucking killed you, like, that heartbreak felt like it was fucking killing you, then why would you go back to it? And I'm going to tell you why. Because we are divine beings. And the people who have, the people who are starseeds, the people who are spiritually inclined in one way or another, the people who are fully aware of their divine connection, understand that love is the sun and the rain for us. We are flowers, and love is the sun and the rain for us. And no matter which way you put it, both of them together is what makes us grow. And yeah, so I just finished treating myself to breakfast. I'm going to run some errands, and then I have a hair appointment. And so I just want to touch bases with you guys. And I always and anytime appreciate you tuning in and giving me the opportunity to take up some time within your day. Um, Giving me some time to kick it with you. You know what I'm saying? Um, I want you to have a great day. I want you to continue healing in spite of the way it may fucking look. Because I know sometimes the shit could look crazy. But in spite of it all, just keep going. I mean, what the fuck could we do at this point? We can't go back. We can't go back to who we were before. Would you even want to? There's nothing to do but keep going. So, I want you to have a great day, a great weekend, a great week. Oh shit. 2 days ago, I just touched down from Jacksonville, Florida. I took myself on a weekend getaway. It was wonderful. I spent time by myself. I'm gonna put that video up though, but it's very short. I wasn't gonna put it up, but since I'm referencing it, I'm gonna put it up. But I had an absolutely wonderful time. I wish I could do some type of looping where I can add different parts, because it was different little skits, clips of videos, like a minute here, 2 minutes there. I am not that tech savvy to be able to do it, but I'm just bringing it up at a point to say, you guys still treat yourself. I had a wonderful weekend spending time by myself, little weekend getaway, something real light. Jacksonville, Florida, they had this R&B, not a fest. They had an R&B concert, a 90s R&B concert. So, plenty of my favorite 2090s R&B artists were there. Everyone looked good. Everyone sounded good. The atmosphere was good. And I was by myself and I was good. I had a great time. And I'm thankful to the universe and I'm thankful to God, the Creator, for traveling mercies and allowing me to be safe while I was alone, because you have to be careful where you go. We're in a different climate where people are doing a lot of weird shit, so I'm thankful for it all. I'm grateful for the experience. And it was a great reminder for me to always take a time out and do something for myself, by myself, which I did. And on top of that, honey, I went to the mall out in Jacksonville. What's the name of this mall? Damn. I'm going to find out the name of the mall, and then I'm going to put it in the comments. So just in case if you ever decide to go, because that was my first time ever being in Jacksonville, Florida. But it was good to me. I had a great time. But this particular mall, it was the cutest mall. They had all the obvious stores, that most of the malls have. They had a couple of boutiques, which I liked. But also, I liked that the way it was set up to me reminded me a lot of maybe like the Beverly Hills Strip. And I'm not talking about just labels. I'm talking about in a way that it was set up. How the stores were, in this kind of like maze type of strip. It was so cute. It was so cute. And I wish that I had taken some video footage of it, but I didn't get a chance to. But I treated myself at the mall to a pair of LV sneakers. I wanted to get some I wanted to get some boots, but a friend of mine told me, "Oh, you a boot girl? You always get boots." So I got me some sneakers, and they're very comfortable, and well, just when you can, do what you can for you. I think as black women, and I can only speak for black women at this time in particularly, is that we offer so much of ourselves to the people that we love because like there's a laundry list of reasons, but we overextend ourselves, and every now and again it is very healthy, and it is a must for us to call our energy back to us and circulate that energy, transmute it, and then circulate it within ourselves so that we can keep going too. Because we don't necessarily always have people that pour back into us. There's a saying in the hood that you never, hardly ever get back what you give. You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn to give it to ourselves. Have a wonderful day.